I am almost 40, and I have learned at this point in my life that they always say that you are the sum of the 5 friends you surround yourself with. And before, I used to see this all the time on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook. I just joined TikTok, so I can't say TikTok, but on TikTok. And I used to think it was the most ridiculous thing, like, oh, how are you the sum of the 5 friends you hang out with? And I've realized now that I'm almost 40 that that's absolutely true. And it's not necessarily because, if you have bad friends, you're a bad person. Because I've definitely had friends that were not the greatest people or the greatest influence, and it didn't 100% affect who I was at my core, but it did affect me to some degree. But I feel like part of realizing that is that your friends influence not just your success in life, your mood, your outlook, your motivation. And I bring this as a result because I went to medical school several years ago, well, many years ago, and I ended up not finishing for a bit and kind of veering off my medical field path. My friends continued, they finished, they're all fully practicing physicians, and they're doing very well for themselves. And then I was still friends with them, and I would see them, and then I wouldn't say I felt jealousy, but I felt almost sadness for myself. Because I would look at them and be like, this could have been me. I could have been in this position, and I'm not, because I allowed myself to get detoured for whatever reason my reason was. And I will say this, my friends who are still my friends at this moment were always very, very supportive. They would tell me, you can do this, you can go back, you have it in you, you're intelligent enough to do it. You're not lacking anything that anyone else is lacking to get to the final goal. And it would make me feel so good knowing that people who were already where I aspired to be in my life saw that in me. And sometimes I feel like we don't see those things in us, and it's nice to have friends like that who can see your potential and see what you can be and support you and motivate you to do that. And I know we should have self-motivation, which is completely true. You need to have self-motivation to accomplish your goals, or you won't accomplish them. But it's nice to have that. And then I had friends throughout my life. Like, for example, my first job, I worked for Kaplan Medical, which I don't know if everyone knows, but they are a review company who makes review courses for different exams like the LSAT, the MCAT, the medical boards. And the way I got this job was literally I bumped into a colleague who literally was like, hey, what are you doing with your life? I work for Kaplan, and we're making exam material, and we're looking for people to work for us. Would you want to work with us? And at that time I was a student, and I was like, wow, this is perfect. A job that I get paid, basically making study material for things that I'm currently doing. So it's like studying / working at the same time. And so I got this wonderful job in Manhattan. It paid really fairly for what I was doing. And as a medical student, it was tons of money for me. And as I reflect, I'm like, wow, this wouldn't have happened had I not have been a kind person to this person in the hospital that I was working with. I feel like my life has constantly been like that. It's just been kind of moments where people kind of offer me opportunities I probably would have not had otherwise. And it's come from surrounding myself with the right people. And again, that might be an opinion of privilege, because, other people might be like, I don't know people like and, I don't know doctors, and I don't know lawyers, and I understand that. But I don't think this has to do with one specific niche of people. I think it's a mentality of life that we need to have. That we need to realize that kindness goes a very long way. I feel like nowadays people do talk about kindness a lot. They don't practice it. There are tons of people who come on social media and show them doing kind deeds and donating and giving money, and in real life they don't practice it. It's just for show. And I've genuinely made an effort to practice kindness in my life to other people, especially because I always think back to moments in my life where I was treated unkindly and how much it deeply affected me. And so I try not to do that to other people. Am I perfect? Do I do it 100%? No, I'm sure I do lots of things unintentionally, but I definitely try to be kind to other people. I'm recording this part on my phone because, again, my camera died, but have you ever felt like you're a fucking loser? Or that you are not where you should be in your life and you've accomplished nothing? Well, welcome to my world. That's how I felt for a very long time. And I'm almost 40. And so if you're not, then just know that that's really not a big deal. And if you are, understand that it doesn't really matter, because you're not. And we need to stop being so tough on ourselves and accept that this whole idea of like, I'm a loser because I haven't accomplished what I need to accomplish is just an idea that we've put in our head, and it's not true. Okay, I had to lay down because it was getting really hard to hold the phone and talk like this, and I'm sorry if my face is really close to the camera, and I'm not gonna re-record this because I keep procrastinating and not filming and not posting, and I just gotta do it, and who cares if I don't look like the way I wanna look, but we're gonna do this. Listen, whatever goals you had in your head that make you think you're a loser for not accomplishing them, welcome to reality. Welcome to the real world. That's just how life is. Our life is just a series of goals that we want to accomplish, some of which we will and some of which we won't. And we need to learn to prioritize which ones are really important, which ones are going to affect our life forever, and which ones are just things that we've had in our mind that we wanted to do that really are not going to make a difference. I, for the longest time, thought I was a huge loser and bum because I went to medical school. I had a timeline in my head that I was supposed to graduate and be a practicing doctor and be married and have kids and have this like fucking amazing job in life. And guess what? I didn't do it. I didn't. None of it worked out the way I had. Yeah, I got married. Yeah, I had kids. Yeah, I eventually became a doctor, but not in any conventional way that I thought I had originally planned and mapped out for my life. It ended up going completely in the opposite direction and not happening the way I had planned, but my little curvy path ended up working out. And for the longest time, I would see all my friends selling and having amazing careers and opening clinics and opening new businesses and becoming successful. And I'd be like, I'm just married and have kids. Like, so what? I did something that like pretty much anyone can accomplish if they really want to, but I didn't accomplish any of the goals I wanted. And for the longest time in my life, I didn't realize that my biggest problem in life is that I didn't know how to accomplish my goals. I thought accomplishing my goals is just me like waking up, having an idea, and setting out to do it. And I realized, unfortunately, very late in my life that that's not how it happens. Like, you actually have to have a plan, and your plan has to have like micro steps to get there. And it took me a very long time to figure this out, especially as an ADHDer. And so I have a fabulous agenda book that I love, and I use it to literally plan out my entire day. I plan out when I'm gonna wake up, when I'm driving to work, the amount, like I even plan out like my break time. So I'll be like, oh, this is like my 15-minute break where I'm gonna do nothing but like doom scroll for 15 minutes, or like this is my 10-minute coffee break. And I've had to do that because that's the only way I can accomplish goals in my life. And one of the things I want to say is, I know people say we have like these calendars on Google on our phone. I can't do it. It's just like, in a weird way, I almost feel like I don't want to become so dependent on my phone. Like, what if my phone dies? What if I forget my phone in the car? Like, then how am I going to do my stuff? Which I guess could work also if I forgot my agenda book, but let's forget that. My agenda book has become my live all be all for me. It really has. Like when I was studying for board exams, I would literally write like 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. biochemistry, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock neurology, 2 o'clock to 2:30 free time to do nonsense and eat lunch and have a coffee. 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, do review questions and then review my notes. And I had everything planned by the hour. And okay, maybe like I didn't get to accomplish everything in the order or in the time set that I had for everything. It at least kept me responsible for all the goals that I had to do. If like the next day came by and I realized there was something I didn't accomplish, I always left like an hour-ish time in my next day to accomplish some of the things I didn't get done the day before. And if I had gotten everything done the day before, then lucky me, I either had free time or I had extra time to catch up and do more of what I thought I probably wouldn't have been able to accomplish in that day, even though I had planned it out, but realistically it was not going to get done. I just feel like a lot of us have all these big goals. For example, I've been really wanting to film on YouTube, and I've made excuses about why I can't film. Let me lay down because now I'm tired. About why I can't film. Oh, my camera. Oh, the lighting. I have all this junk. Who cares? I don't care anymore. Oh, my outfit. Oh, my makeup. Oh, my hair, because I have completely crazy ringlet curls, and as you can see, I blew it out. It's straight now because I want to look cute when I'm on YouTube. And I make all these excuses about why I can't film. I literally have such a nice camera for filming on YouTube, and I'm filming on my iPhone. Because why? Because my camera had been in my bag for so long that the battery died. And when I tried to film, both batteries were dead, and so I can't film with the camera. And guess what? Normally, I would have been like, forget about it. I'm just not going to film. I'm going to go do whatever I'm going to do, and then I'll film tomorrow. And guess what? I don't film tomorrow, so I'm going to do it today. And that's how life is. That's how our goals are. Our goals are constantly getting like constant roadblocks coming, preventing us from accomplishing them. And we just have to stop letting them like get in our way and just do what we need to do. For example, I didn't graduate from med school on time. I kind of like did this like weird gap and just like left and did life and lived in limbo for a long time. And then I came back. And when I came back, I had to take an exam that literally is material from like your first year of med school. And my first year of med school was like ages ago by this point in my life. And I had to genuinely relearn things that I learned in med school almost 10 years ago again, and then take an exam on it. And I can't tell you how fucking petrifying that was, and like life draining and depressing. And you know what? I did it. Me, ADHDer, mom to 2 toddlers, wife. I have laundry I have to do, not just my laundry, my kids' laundry. Dinners I have to make, just like regular attention that I'm expected to give to my kids to help them, you know, be a mom basically. And I did it. I figured out a way and I did it. And you know how that was? I would stay up late. I put my kids to bed at 9 p.m. And then at 10 p.m. on the dot, I would study from 10 p.m. to about 2 to 3 a.m. Because by that time I was like burnt out and ready to like just die and black out. And so I would stop 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. I would sleep, which was about 6 hours. Then my kids would wake up. We would have our day. And then throughout the day, I would have like clusters of times. Like they'd be playing by themselves or I'd be cooking and I put my earphones on and I would listen to like a YouTube video, or I would listen to like, there was somebody who he would like review questions like through audio video, and I'd listen to it while I was cooking. And yes, I wasn't giving my 150% attention, but it was enough to like get something out of it rather than just going throughout the day and having nothing through it. And yes, was it a like horrible experience? It absolutely was. But I did it. I did it with all the things I had going on. And again, I did it with my agenda book, with planning out my day. I literally would be like 9 a.m. wake up, make breakfast for the kids. 10 a.m. go to the playground with the children. 11 a.m. give them baths. Noon start making lunch. 1 p.m. feed them lunch. 2 o'clock snack time. 2:30 do the laundry. And I would literally write every single thing. And I know there are people who don't need to do that, but somebody like myself who has major ADHD, I need to do that. I have to do it, because if not, I'm not going to accomplish anything. And so I just want to remind you guys, if you're feeling like you're a loser and you're never going to accomplish what you're going to accomplish, you can. We can. It's possible. And yeah, I'm not going to do this whole like manifest Monday, like power of positivity. Yes, you have to be positive, because if you don't believe that you can accomplish these goals, you've already set in your mind to fail. Okay, that's true. But goals need action. Okay, you can't just manifest and put positivity out there and have your goals accomplished. Okay, you have to say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to accomplish goal 1. And you have to do those steps to accomplish your goals. And yes, sometimes they're uncomforting. And yes, sometimes they get in the way of life. And yes, sometimes it sucks. But you have to do it. And I'm here to tell you, if you do it, you will get to where you want to be. I'm a prime example of it. I literally like lived days where I genuinely thought my dreams of being a doctor, of being who I had dreamt of for all my life, would never ever come to fruition. And they did. And I want that for all of you. So get your agenda book, get your online calendar, whatever it is you need, and start writing down your goals and the steps you need to accomplish each goal, and make a schedule, and let's get the ball rolling. In the comments below, write the goal you guys want to get to. And I will share with you what my next goal is. My next goal is I need to pass another board exam. And so I'm going to start prepping for it. It's going to be probably in September to December. That's the window I need to take it. And let's write down our goal down there, and let's make a plan together to accomplish these goals. We can do it.